We've just passed the halfway point of the year. We're heading into August and we're starting to head into the summer months where things kind of slow down just a little bit in the wrestling world. So now is a good time to look back at the first half of the year and really take in all of the crazy, awesome matches that we've gotten over the last 6 or 7 months. So, with that said, hello everyone. My name is Nikki V, and joining me today are
Critic
and Calcos.
So yeah, there's been some crazy shit that's gone down this year. Wrestling has kind of, I'm not going to say it's gone through a renaissance because that's a little bit too grandiose, but like there's been a definite or noticeable change
Yeah,
to the landscape.
WWE has decided to hit a hard reboot with the draft. TNA is actually looking like they're putting more effort into their stuff. You have Lucha Underground doing great as well. You have other promotions like New Japan and Ring of Honor, and now WCPW like jumping up. So now's a good time to get into wrestling, I think.
Actually, Ring of Honor kind of sucks right now because the booking is nonsensical and completely illogical. The wrestling is great.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like they have this partnership going with New Japan, and it almost feels like they're just trying to put over the New Japan guys more than their own.
Yeah,
That
it's kind of
doesn't seem like a very smart idea.
It's not. Ring of Honor right now is the only promotion that isn't firing on all cylinders. Every other promotion, every other major like worldwide international promotion, they are doing great. WWE included.
Even TNA.
Even TNA. Wrestling right now is fucking great. All right, Seth Rollins recently put out a tweet that said, if you love what's going on with wrestling and you're not telling your friends, then what is wrong with you? Or something to that effect. Like, seriously, tell your friends. There's plenty
Is it just me? No, sorry. I just wanted to quickly say, is it just me? Or didn't a while ago we started to say, like, wrestling just was kind of sucking?
Yeah, like right around... I remember distinctly remembering thinking if they fuck up Nakamura on the main roster, I was done. I would need a long break. And now I'm good for the foreseeable future. Like I have faith that they won't fuck up Nakamura. I have faith that when Joe comes up, he'll be treated like a monster. Like I think that WWE is in a good spot right now. So,
Speaking of
Raw.
WWE Nakamura.
Oh, yeah, actually, speaking of, that's actually a very good segue. Thank you very much. So, what we're going to do is each of us have picked 2 personal favorite matches that have happened this year, and we're going to go through all 6 of them and discuss them. So, the cutoff date for this was July 28th, so none of the matches, no matches that happened after July 28th will be eligible, mostly because we'd be judging from the future, and that's impossible. The first match,
says you.
the first match that we're going to talk about is one of those. It's one of those magical matches that you don't think would ever happen, but it does, and it lives up to all of your expectations and maybe even exceeds them. WWE at the beginning of this year poached New Japan Pro Wrestling and got 4 very important signees. They got Machine Gun Carl Anderson. They got
and his hashtag hot Asian wife.
Yes, and they got Luke Gallows. Then they got AJ Styles, who debuted at the Royal Rumble. And the last person to debut that they signed was their multi-year IWGP Intercontinental Champion, Shinsuke Nakamura, a man who actually had to vacate the title in order to go to WWE. We all thought that maybe he'd stay in NXT for just like a match and then move up to the main roster immediately because he was getting main roster money. That didn't happen. Instead, he went straight to NXT and wrestled a match at NXT TakeOver Dallas. This match was sort of like a 2 ships in the night kind of thing, where one person goes out, the other person comes in. The person going out was, of course, Sami Zayn, who had just recovered from a near career-ending injury. The match, of course, you guys have already figured it out. The excellent, amazing, the purely just spine-tingling match of Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Before we get too far, I'm just going to quickly point out that Gallows and Anderson debuted after Nakamura's debut. But other than that, yes.
Statistics, mystic, whatever. The four we were talking about debuted. It doesn't matter when. Fuck you, Nikki.
Oh, I'm sorry. I adhere to a thing called reality. I guess that's just an asshole move on my part.
Can
We're not
we
in
talk about the
reality
match,
era,
God
we're
damn
in
it?
the new era.
Can
Anyway.
we fucking talk about the goddamn match?
Yes, okay.
It was
so
great.
This match was amazing. I think probably the best match at TakeOver Dallas, personally.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Like this match fucking ruled.
Oh yeah,
There
it
was
was this match and then American Alpha v Revival and then the rest of the card.
pretty much, yeah. First off, the entrance. Not like first off, Sami Zayn made his entrance and it was great. Commentary, shut the hell up, let it sink in, and then Zayn just goes into the corner, sits down, and then Nakamura's music hits, and it is fucking amazing. Like
Oh,
I think
God, yeah.
we talked about this a couple of times. Nakamura's theme, The Rising Sun, because of course it's called The Rising Sun, is the most popular channel or the most popular song on WWE's YouTube channel for its music.
By a
This
very
song-
long margin, by the way.
It's gone over 3 million views, and like I think the next closest is probably still in 6 digits. But the song just made everything just was awesome from that moment on. And the big worry about the match was he going to be able to bring the strong style that he's so known for to WWE? Because at the time, who was the stiffest wrestler working in WWE around that time? Like
God.
Samoa Joe, maybe?
Samoa Joe, yeah. Samoa Joe does work pretty stiff. Brock Lesnar is another candidate for that. Brock Lesnar
Brock
works
Lesnar, maybe Daniel Bryan.
yeah. But even then, Daniel Bryan is a strong style wrestler, but his style got fucking neutered when he came into the WWE. So that's the thing is, a lot of strong style wrestlers, they get neutered because WWE has such an intense schedule. They don't want their wrestlers getting hurt. But with Shinsuke Nakamura, the guy is so goddamn good that both WWE and the audience won. WWE effectively neutered, yes, they did. They neutered Nakamura's moveset, but Nakamura was able to bring more stuff to the table, so it didn't look neutered. It's still strong style in its most pure form. It's just adapted to make use of the WWE schedule.
Yeah, like if you watch his stuff in New Japan, like if you go back and watch his match with, like, say, Kota Ibushi at Wrestle Kingdom 9, like he's operating at in the WWE right now. Naka is operating at maybe 50% strong style, but at the same time, he was so strong style in Japan that 50% of it is still way more than we're used to.
Which I think is good. I think it's good that they put him in moderation, because then when he's put into matches with much tougher and stronger opponents, then he can move that up to show that he has the ability to go further. From a WWE NXT standpoint, people who aren't really familiar with this strong style, when he bumps that up to like about 60 or 70%, it looks good, and it's not completely there. I think they made a good choice on that, because then it leaves room for more. If he was operating on 100% and he didn't have anything else above that, it would get stale after a while.
Yeah, like he's got a match coming up at TakeOver Brooklyn 2 against Samoa Joe.
For the NXT title.
For the NXT title. That match is going to be stiff as fuck. Someone's nipple might fly off in that match.
There will be blood.
There will be blood.
There will be blood. I drink your milkshake. Okay.
The other good thing about this match, though, I think probably my favorite part of this is rewatching the end when Nakamura hits Sammy with the Kinshasa. I keep messing up the thing. Kinshasa, I think?
Yes. That's it.
Kinshasa. Seeing him do that, I winced seeing that for the first time, because I'm like, oh my God, he broke his neck with that knee. And I had to keep rewatching it over and over again, because I'm just like, this is one of the most effective moves I've seen in a long time. And it's weird how they were able to do it.
And if I may say, the Kinshasa is the same finisher that he used in NJPW, the Bomaye. But the thing is, he uses more the calf rather than the knee, which again, like I mentioned before, he was able to adapt his strong style to the WWE schedule and the WWE's own style, just by taking the same finisher and just doing a slightly different motion with it. It's amazing what Nakamura is able to do with this, and it's a testament to how much faith they had in them. Now, may I transition to Nakamura's opponent, Sami Zayn? Wow, goddamn, the guy knows how to work a good match.
Sami Zayn, at this point, is my wrestler of the year so far. Because between this match, the Fatal 4-Way at Extreme Rules, and the match that he had against Kevin Owens at Battleground, that dude is lighting the world on fire. And it was no different here. Because, like, Sammy's not that stiff in most of his matches. So, but when he was with Shinsuke, he adapted. He brought a little strong style of his own. His kicks hit a little harder. His chops were a little bit crisper, and it felt like he was bringing his game to this match.
The match is an all-time fucking classic. The right guy won. Nakamura did. They had a wonderful fucking handshake. 2 ships passing in the night.
Not to mention, fight forever.
So, with the fight forever chant, I mean, that's the first time we've ever heard it. And we're going to hear it a lot, but I don't think any match will ever be as deserving of that chant as this one.
Like the sequence that prompted it, the forearms that just went back and forth for like a solid minute, just back and forth, one after another, and the crowd was just hanging on to every strike, and it was great.
Oh my god, that crowd was so goddamn hot for the action. I mean, a lot of these, you have a lot of these angles right now, actually. Another match that's very similar to this one was, except about double the length, was Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 10, which is on my radar as best match of the year. I know you two haven't seen it, but fucking watch it. It's the culmination of a 4-year angle, I think, that happened between those two men. They had 7 matches. All of them are rated above 4 stars, and 3 of them are rated 5 stars by the Wrestling Observer newsletter. These two are great. They're very, very good. I know Meltzer has a very big inclination towards strong style wrestling, which is why we have the meme 4.5 stars, no Tokyo Dome. But it's worth the goddamn wait for this 36-minute marathon. And Zayn versus Nakamura is a WWE rendition of that same match. 2 ships passing in the night, very heavy on the strong style and the stiff strikes. A great narrative of someone coming in to take out the old hand. It's great. Zayn versus Nakamura is one of my 2 personal favorite matches of this year so far.
Let's keep it on moving. Nikki, you got one.
All right. So WCPW is kind of a weird little concoction. Like, the guys over at What Culture, they've had a lot of success. Like, I think they just hit 800,000 subscribers. So they're kind of riding high. So what do they decide? They figure, hey, these guys are so good at booking WWE's shit, they might as well try booking their own. So they've created.
They actually did.
Yeah, they actually fucking put their money where their mouth is and have tried to make their own wrestling promotion. And there's some pretty decent names, even ones you may not have heard of. Like Rampage Brown is an absolute monster. Who else? Joe Coffey, he can go really well. Martin Kirby is absolutely hilarious. And that's before all the big stars have showed up, because they've touted that all these big names are coming, like Will Ospreay, Doug Williams, Damian Sandow, Cody Rhodes, Kurt Angle. All these big names are coming. We haven't even got there yet. And the first super card that they put together, Built to Destroy. Now, for the first few episodes, they had Simon Miller and King Ross on commentary, and they were kind of it wasn't good. Like, and it was understandable. Both men have never done this before, so it's kind of like, what are you gonna do? But they brought in new commentators for Built to Destroy, and I assume for the foreseeable future. So, Built to Destroy was a pretty damn good card, and the best match on that card, and one that I would highly recommend for anyone, was for the Ring of Honor World Title, Jay Lethal versus Noam Dar. It's one of those matches where the two people involved you can tell are good friends, but the way that they, at least from the stuff before the match started, but when the match was going on, holy shit, this match got brutal quick. Like, one of my favorite spots in this match. So Lethal's going for the lethal injection, which is basically a handspring off the ropes, bounce back, and into an RKO. On the rebound, Noam catches Lethal's leg and hits him with the champagne super knee bar literally out of nowhere. Just beautiful.
That is such
transition
a weird name for a move.
It kind of is, but like his whole, like, I don't know exactly what his gimmick is. It's kind of like he's space themed, I guess.
I saw the Star Wars thing and I was like, okay. Also, I really want to quickly add, I've only watched a little bit of WCPW. I've only looked into a little bit of Ring of Honor. So watching this going in, like, not knowing who these two are, I was really confused at Noam Dar. But isn't he in the CWC things going on?
Yeah, he's in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Speaking of which, I need to watch the latest episode tonight. Thank you very much for inadvertently reminding me.
I'm way behind on that, so I need to catch that.
As am I. I'm behind like 2 episodes.
Oh my god, WWE, thank you. Thank you,
Yes.
WWE.
The Cruiserweight Classic is so good. But anyway, back to this. I don't even know. It's like the match was about 20 some odd minutes in length.
Close to 30.
Well, close to 30, or the video was close to 30, but like...
The video was 34 minutes.
Yeah, but like the match ended at like 20, I guess maybe 27 minutes, but like Lethal got attacked by Drake after the match, and there was some other like interviewee stuff after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, nearly 30 minutes long.
This match is significant because if any match is going to put WCPW on the map, it's this one. Like, this is going to be one of the intro classics that gets the promotion attention. And then later on, when they bill a supercard later on this fall with all the big names, like you said before, Ospreay, Angle, Rhodes, blah, 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 blah. This is going to be the match that kind of sets it forward, especially since, like, if they can, they're one of those promotions that's more than willing to book people that work for other indie promotions, hence the reason why this match was for the Ring of Honor World Title. And what I find interesting about this match is watching it, I know for damn sure that Lethal is going to retain, because there's no goddamn way that a championship that people tend to hold for over a year, which Lethal has held for a year, Daniel Bryan held for a year, Jay Briscoe held for over 3 years, is going to be dropped outside of Ring of Honor territory. But they worked the match so fucking well that there were several times throughout the match that I thought Noam would actually fucking get it.
Yeah, like when he hit the champagne super knee bar, there was a moment in that where Lethal slammed his hand on the mat, and for a very split second I was like, he's tapping! Holy shit, he's tapping!
Oh yeah, dude, I got goosebumps. It was fucking crazy. I thought I was about to see a title change.
Yeah, that would have been fucking mental. But Lethal ended up winning the match with the lethal injection. That's fine. The right man won. This does a lot of things. First off, Jay Lethal's title reign amongst Ring of Honor has been pretty good. Like, I'm not going to say it's been amazing, because like we've said, Ring of Honor's been kind of at the moment, but they have been doing Lethal pretty well. And this puts Noam Dar on the radar, because a lot of people, because since he is in the Cruiserweight Classic, but there's a lot of people in the Cruiserweight Classic that you've never heard of. Like
That's
this,
good though.
yeah, and this puts Noam on another level. This puts Noam on a level where a lot more eyes have seen him, so he's a lot more recognizable. So, like this did wonders for both men. Like, I'm not sure how much more both men will be involved in WCPW. Like, I do know that Lethal does have another title match coming up sometime in the future against El Ligero, but since Noam is in the Cruiserweight Classic and might get a contract from WWE, and Lethal isn't going to hold the Ring of Honor title forever. But either way, it was a absolute damn great match.
Oh, fantastic. I personally, great bait, mate. I rated 8 out of 8.
Nice.
Yeah. So, moving on from, oh shit, now we finally get to talk about this.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh, you know what, Nikki? I'm sorry, you're gonna kill me with this. Oh, brother Nikki, brother Calcos, I knew you'd come.
Oh, fuck me! Okay, so Toon, what is your first great match? Great in quotation, massive fucking quotation marks and asterisks. What is your first great match of the first half of 2016?
Now you see, I've watched a lot of matches since the beginning of this year, so it was really difficult for me to actually pick one. But then I thought, wait a minute, I'm going to pick something on this list that's going to be a little unorthodox. So I'd like to present, I know this is about the best matches, but how about the best worst match of this year so far?
Well,
And
if there's one word that I can describe it, it's certainly unorthodox.
Now, where else would a match like this be than from T and fucking A? I present to you, my pick is the final deletion match between Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy.
You're such a fucking bellend.
I believe you got the people in this match wrong. It's Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Knee.
You cut off. He was like, Brother Knee.
This computer wants none of this shit.
So we finally get to talk about the final deletion thing, which is arguably the most interesting thing that TNA had going for it. This was just a batshit
arguably
insane. I would think so. Can you name like any other TNA
No,
matches
that's
that
why
have
it's
this
not
much?
arguably.
No,
like,
this is not. This is not arguable. Okay.
Yeah,
Toon.
this is the craziest shit that TNA has put out since Joe Park Esquire. Like, this is fucking. I don't know if I should call it great, but damn it if it wasn't memorable.
Okay, so who here wants to provide the context for this match?
I'll give it a shot. So what happened is that Matt Hardy ended up having a little accident, and it caused a bit of damage in his brain, and he went crazy. Rather fucking crazy, to the point where he calls himself Broken Matt Hardy, because apparently he's aware that he's crazy, which makes no sense, but fuck it. And he looks at Jeff Hardy and calls him Brother Nero and wants to delete him. And
did they ever explain why?
No, they don't explain why.
Kinda. Like, he basically sees Jeff as he takes all these risks, and all the people love Jeff Hardy so much more than they love Matt Hardy. Blah, blah, blah. It's every Matt versus Jeff feud. Only, ratcheted up on the crazy meter, but
I like this one better than the WWE one, if I'm going to be completely honest.
I agree. This one is better. This one is way fucking better. So,
way better.
Moving on, Broken Matt Hardy wants to delete Brother Nero. He wants to remove Jeff Hardy from just existence. Like, he wants to remove his name, he wants to remove his image, he wants to do everything, which is why it's called the deletion, the final deletion. So the title, in fact, does make sense in the context of this feud, which doesn't make sense, but fuck it. So they have a match, which is basically a backyard match in the middle of
that makes sense because, like, the Hardy Boys' whole character is they're the most successful backyarders of all time.
Backyard wrestling is my guilty pleasure. I'm not even gonna lie. It's so fucking nuts to watch it.
Oh, I love backyard wrestling. It's dumb. It's none of the matches. Like, okay, if I'm going to quote Brian Alvarez, I had to rate this match -5 stars. Right, that's what they are. But backyard wrestling is great. A lot of people get their start there, and to see Matt and Jeff Hardy basically go back to where it all began, at their house even. Okay, at their house, in their yard. And,
on the property line.
Yeah, on the property line. And so the match starts, and the whole thing is just as crazy as we all expected it would.
Filled with botches, filled with what the fuckery, filled with an ending that kind of makes sense, except not really.
And plenty of spots that look like they fucking sucked. Like that senton out of the tree where he completely missed Matt, and just basically the only thing that hit was his neck on the ladder.
Okay, the match was 50% fireworks, 50% Jeff Hardy botches, and 100% dilapidated boat.
It's a dilapidated boat!
So the match goes on, and eventually Jeff Hardy dumps Matt Hardy, or is it the other way around? I can't remember. Into the river.
Jeff dumps Matt.
Okay, good. Right into the river, and there's a whole bunch of fucking callbacks to TNA in that, and I can't remember the names, so if someone wants to take over, like, with the fucking taser shit.
So basically, he dumps Matt, or Jeff dumps Matt in the water. Matt comes up first and is like, Brother Nero has been flushed. Which is just, God bless Matt Hardy. I hope he wins every award. So out pops Willow the Wisp, which is Jeff Hardy's alter ego, who is also kind of shit. Like, he's just dumb. Don't watch Willow the Wisp. Dumb.
No, just don't.
So, Senor Benjamin, who is Matt Hardy's personal landscaper and kind of battlefield prepper, I guess, jumps Willow while he's attacking Matt and tases him right after he came out of water, I should note. Fuck. Ow.
Very ow.
He falls back down, and Matt starts looking around for Willow, trying to find him, and he finds him, and he pins him. 1, 2, 3, and then he pulls off the mask, and it's Senor Benjamin! Plot twist! Ha 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 ha!
A plot twist for the 13 people that actually watch TNA on a regular basis.
Okay, to be fair, this pulled big numbers. Like, this did exactly what it needed to do, and it got people not only talking about TNA, but watching TNA. Because, like...
Oh yeah, I watched TNA because of this.
Yeah, like, the number... Like, going into Slam... There was worry that Slammiversary wasn't going to happen if... Which band's lead singer basically saved them?
Billy Corgan, the guy who sang for Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, Smashing Pumpkins saved TNA.
Which is fucking crazy. So moving on...
That's a sentence I didn't think I would be saying this year.
Yeah, no
Moving
kidding.
on, this match was great because
You're not done yet.
terrible.
We're not done yet.
Yeah. The match ends with they end up on a dirt bike ramp, maybe even the dirt bike ramp that Jeff broke his leg on, and he chokes out Matt, climbs to the top of this scaffold, or the statue thing that he made.
It's Hardy's symbol.
Yeah, it's his symbol. And then Matt's wife, Rebby Sky, who is so on board with all of this, by the way. She is, like, it's arguable that she might be as crazy as he is, because she's bought into this hook, line, sinker. And she hands Matt the birthday candle from their son's birthday, which just happened. And the dirt bike ramp is engulfed in flames. At one point, Matt is on fire, and the flames go all the way up the statue. Matt has to jump off. He lands on the dirt with a boom.
Ouch.
And then Matt pins him for the 1, 2, 3. Jeff Hardy has been Deleted.
And they mean that too. All of his social media accounts were taken over by Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy actually on his social media has been posting a whole bunch of pictures of him, Jeff Hardy, and other people, but Jeff Hardy has been removed from all of them. So they are taking this to the level that everybody wanted it to go. And at Battleground, during, what was it? I think like the pre-show match or one of the first matches or whatever, the crowd started chanting, "Delete! Delete! Delete!" And there were Brother Nero signs all over the arena.
Nero.
People are paying attention to this feud because it is amazing in all the worst ways possible. It's
and the best part is they know just how bad this is. Like, this isn't the kind of thing where the people making this believe this is high art or something like that. And you could tell this.
Know.
Yeah, because when they were showing the previews for this, they showed various wrestlers and insiders watching this, and they cut to Grado, who is watching this and laughing hysterically. Like, just eating popcorn and just laughing his Scottish ass off. He is loving this. He thinks this is the dumbest shit he's ever seen. And
because
TNA's owning it.
Probably is. And this is a man that wrestles for ICW, mind you.
Yeah. Yeah, this man has seen some shit. This is some shit right here.
Anyway, to sum up this match in a quote,
it's a dilapidated boat!
No, it's not a dilapidated boat. It's Skarsgård now.
No, I was going to say, TNA may not be the best, but it sure as hell can be the worst.
Oh, it's great. Yes, the final deletion, Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero Jeff Hardy, is one of those matches that must be seen to be believed, and it will be remembered for years to come. So, moving on, it's me again with my second favorite match. Or rather, the second favorite match that I have, because actually I really, really like this match. So, New Japan Pro Wrestling has a yearly event called the Super Juniors, and a lot of the times they showcase ridiculous high-flying wrestling there, because all of the people that are in the card are pretty much junior heavyweights. So, there was a match on there that was supposed to be just a rubber match, and it ended up not only stealing the show, but captivating audiences everywhere. Like, American audiences were tuning in after the fact and getting New Japan World and booting up their torrenting sites just to watch this match. But the match is also remembered because it also drew the ire of a bunch of people that said wrestling is dead, most notably Big Van Vader, who got in a Twitter feud with one of the two wrestlers after it got all of the attention, which they are now booked to wrestle against each other, which is very interesting. I hope I see lots of potatoes being thrown. So
many potatoes.
Many potatoes. I want Van Vader to fucking break his nose, and then I want Will Ospreay to kick him in the face and knock him out. I want that match to be stiff as fuck. But, of course, the match, you guys probably already know what it is. It's a very famous match from this year. Ricochet versus Will Ospreay.
This is one of those matches that actually transcends wrestling, because this was getting talked about on SportsCenter. Like, wrestling matches very rarely appear on SportsCenter unless, it's like a WWE segment or something, but especially not New Japan wrestling. Like, this was everywhere. Like, everybody had an opinion on Ricochet, Will Ospreay, especially off of that one minute-long sequence where all they're doing is just flippy doos. There's no contact really between the two. It's just people flipping and dodging and ducking and
So, a very hidden reference for the old days of Street Fighter 4. If you guys are familiar when Street Fighter 4 went online, El Fuerte players, because El Fuerte was low tier as fuck back in the day, and probably still is, because I don't know anything about Ultra Street Fighter 4, but back in the day, El Fuerte was one of the worst characters, so a lot of the El Fuerte players kind of banded together and had an unofficial rule, where if they mirror matched each other, they would do a very specific sequence. They would run off the wall, go to the other side, do their taunt, and then do 2 of the anti-air kicks, and then the match would start. That's kind of like what this sequence was. The whole match, in fact, is basically it is a video game match. It
really is.
It looks like 2 people aren't wrestling. They're playing the single most realistic video game of all time. Near the end of the match, Will Ospreay does something. He does a fucking twisting 720 enziguri off of a crouching Ricochet. It looks so goddamn anime.
It really does.
The entire match is just one extended 20-minute spot, and it doesn't stop ever. This match is why cardio is more important than strength. Strength will get you places, but cardio is what makes good matches. This match was anime as fuck, and I loved every single solitary second.
And to the people who are on Vader's side, who say wrestling is dead because of this match, I have one simple question for you. Did you watch any other part of this match? Because after the 1 minute long flippy-do whatever, the very next move was Ricochet punching Will Ospreay in the face really hard. Like, from that moment on, the match becomes fucking stiff. Like, every shot looks like it fucking hurts. You could hear Will Ospreay go, "You fucking bastard!" several times.
Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, you prick.
Like, pip, pip, cheerio, motherfucker. He actually says that. He actually fucking says that.
He is
I'm not
so
saying
English.
that as an English caricature of a voice. He actually fucking says, pip, pip, cheerio, motherfucker.
This match is great. Now, the great thing about this is that for some people like me who have never watched New Japan Wrestling, this shit is intense. If you ever get bored of like WWE or anything, like try and find some matches from like New Japan. This is where shit gets real, honestly.
Just watch Wrestle Kingdom 10. There's 3 matches on there that are like all-time iconic classics. That's probably the best place to start, especially since if you want to follow the plot lines, it's not that far off. I preferred the card from Wrestle Kingdom 9 myself, but Wrestle Kingdom 10 is goddamn stellar, and it's on my radar for pay-per-view of the year, right next to the recent Battleground, which, if you saw my vlog, you know I absolutely fucking adored. So, that says a lot. This match is a great jumping point if you're interested in trying to get into New Japan pro wrestling, because Puroresu is very heavy in strong style, but it's an amalgamation of a whole bunch of other styles because they hire international talent. Ricochet is Mexican. Will Ospreay is British, wrestling in Japan. Very international.
I thought Ricochet was American.
Ricochet is Mexico. Oh, Mex-America. There we go. Yes.
Oh god, don't get me started with. Don't you dare get me started with freaking Mex-America, fucking.
Oh, what a beautiful 4 weeks that was.
Then it was never talked about again. Thank fucking God.
Ricochet versus Will Ospreay is so far. There's a lot of great matches, but if I'm going to be honest, this is my favorite match of 2016 so far, if only because of wrestling. If you're talking story, there are other matches that are better, but if you're just looking for pure athleticism, if you just want to see 2 guys going crazy and really showing the human potential of professional wrestling and what people can do inside that ring, this is the marquee match.
Like,
definitely.
To give you an example of how fucking, not only how great the match was, but how hot the crowd was, it got a holy shit and this is awesome chant in English in the Japanese crowd.
Oh yeah, the Japanese NJPW crowd went WWE for about 5 minutes at the end.
Yeah, like they started off the match, you know, how Japanese crowds are. They're very calm, very quiet. They let the wrestlers do their thing. Like this.
And then suddenly a sequence happens into a submission hold, and they go, "Whoa!"
Yeah, like the crowd was really hot.
They were very hot for this match.
Big time, big time. So,
all right,
I'm next.
Yes,
Lucha Underground is fucking great. I think we have established this very many times.
The most true statement we've had this entire podcast, I would think. Lucha Underground is fucking amazing.
Yes, and they recently had their super card, Ultima Lucha Dos, which
It was pretty good.
it was good. It was not as good as the first one. I have said before, if Ultima Lucha Uno was a WrestleMania, then Ultima Lucha Dos was a Royal Rumble. Like,
Yeah.
not really.
I mean,
Yeah.
WrestleMania, I'm sorry, Ultima Lucha Dos is inferior if only because it didn't have Pentagon versus Vampiro. Like, that match
is true.
I watched that match, and I am very disappointed in myself that I didn't put that in the best matches of 2015. Very
It was a really good
disappointed
match.
because it is the single greatest hardcore match I have ever seen in my life. It beats Triple H versus Cactus Jack. It beats Edge versus Mick Foley. It beats anything that ECW had ever done. Okay, and if okay, that says a lot because ECW is hardcore incarnate. And Ultima Lucha Dos, they did their damnedest to try and live up to Ultima Lucha Uno, but they just couldn't do it because they didn't have that match. They didn't have Muertes versus Puma. But Ultima Lucha Uno did have Mac versus Cage. And Ultima Lucha Dos had
Mac versus Cage 2. Okay.
Don't you mean Mac versus Cage Dos?
Whatever. So here's the setup. There are 4 people in this tournament: Mac, Cage, Son of Havoc, and Tejano. They're pretty much the 4 biggest people on the roster who don't have anything else going on at Ultima Lucha. So it's a 4-man tournament. Winner of the tournament gets a unique opportunity, which, if you know Dario Cueto, those lead to some very interesting things. So one of the first round matches was, oddly enough, the opening match of Ultima Lucha Dos, but also the opening match of Ultima Lucha Uno, Mac versus Cage, and once again, it was Falls Count Anywhere, just like last time. Now, the match at Ultima Lucha Uno was great, okay? It was brutal. Mac became a fan favorite in that match. It was great. But this match was the perfect sequel to Ultima Lucha Uno's match, because these men had learned what to do to counter the other person's moves. Like, for example, there was one spot in the match in Ultima Lucha Uno where Mac swigged some beer and hit Cage with a stunner, a la Stone Cold. That's basically where he became Black Stone Cold.
I would like to mention real quick, Stone Cold Steve Austin actually tweeted about that because he did watch Ultima Lucha.
Really?
He did,
Nice.
yeah. Stone Cold likes wrestling, man. He'll go where the wrestling is. And he after he hit the stunner the first time, he tweeted in all caps, "Nobody kicks out of the stunner, goddammit!"
Yeah, that is something I should mention. He did, like, that was not the finisher of the match, but still. But this time, right before Mac went for the stunner, Cage was able to counter him, and beer kind of just sprayed everywhere from that. That's important because later on in the match, there was a spot that emulated the finish of Ultima Lucha Uno's match, where Cage curb stomped Mac through a cinder block, which might be a hate crime. Like,
it's easily one of the most brutal finishes to a match that I think any of us have ever seen.
It was in our list of spots of the year for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was brutal. But they tried to emulate that finish, but Cage slipped on the beer that Mac spit out earlier, and that gave Mac the opportunity to counter it with a really deep roll up and a pinfall. So, like, the match just showed that these two men have progressed so much since their first match, and that these people learn from these matches. They aren't just like isolated incidents. Also, Mac has 3, count them, 3 pinfall wins over Cage. Holy shit, that is something to be proud of.
Yeah. Especially since Cage has pinfall victories over everybody.
Yeah, the first 2 pinfalls were in the lead up to Ultima Lucha Uno and were kind of fluky, but Puma doesn't have a fluky win over Cage. Well, I think he has 1, but he doesn't have 3. So
regardless, it was still a great match, but it's interesting to see how these characters are developed. Mac is accelerated very far. Cage has accelerated, but not as far as Mac, I must say, because Cage did not look his strongest here.
well, yeah, he did lose, but at the same time, Cage is right up there with Cesaro as my favorite strong guy wrestlers working today, because Brian Cage is fucking insane.
Yeah,
The stuff that he can
is.
do.
A lot of people say that Cage should go to WWE. Those people.
No, he wouldn't. He would
Look,
light the drug test on fire.
Look, if he got anywhere
He'd be another
near the
Ryback.
drug, if he got anywhere near the drug test, the test itself would explode. Just the concept of a test would put the gun to its head and fire.
He is on so many steroids, and he owns it. He's just like, fuck it, I'm
I'm a
as shit.
machine!
Yeah,
Yes, we get it, you're a machine.
I'm a drug dispensary.
And then Johnny Mundo like rolls his eyes and is like, I'm a drug dispenser.
Okay, guys, have you seen? It was around Easter. Have you guys seen the dark segment they had at one of the Ultima Lucha tapings?
Is
Involving
this the
Easter
one that
Bunny?
involves Mundo and PJ Black and Jack Evans?
It does.
I've seen it. It's so good.
You
I
ruined my
wanna
career,
know?
and now I'm gonna ruin you.
Okay. Do you want to tell it or should I?
I will tell it because I mentioned it. So what happened was it was around Easter. So the Easter Bunny comes out with a basket and starts giving candy to the audience. And
no.
it was great. It was really nice and happy, a great way to lighten the mood for the crowd before the show. And then PJ Black, who is Justin Gabriel from WWE, for those who don't know,
Doing much
comes
better
out
here, I think.
Oh yeah, much better. Yeah. He comes out and beats up the rabbit. And then he takes to the mic and says, "You ruined my career, I ruin you." Because there was rumors that Gabriel was actually Adam Rose's bunny from back at the latter half of 2014.
I think this pretty much confirms it.
Yeah, it pretty much confirms it. Justin Gabriel was in fact the Bun. Illuminati confirmed. And then Mundo comes out. I can't remember the rest of the segment, but I don't want to spoil it because I've already mentioned it enough, and I'd like for you guys to go out and hunt it down. It's hilarious. But back to the Mac Cage match. The match itself isn't like a 5-star classic.
Oh no, but it's still entertaining.
It's fun. It's one of those matches that reminds you that wrestling is fun. Sometimes, unless there's like a super crazy, amazing, serious, dramatic story going into it, a la Owens versus Zayn at Battleground, just don't take it seriously. Just have fun with it. Stop signs to the head, table spots, stunners all around. Just enjoy it.
At one point, somebody
They bring
got
out-
hit with a fucking piñata.
That was pretty funny, though.
It was great. It's one of those matches that just reminds you, man, these are guys running around in singlets and tights and trunks, and they're beating each other up for your entertainment. So be entertained. Please and thank you very much. Good night. Mac versus Cage at Ultima Lucha 2.
He's a machine.
He's a drug dispensary. All right, Tune.
All right. Okay, so I'm wrapping this up. So I want to give a little bit of context here. So we're still on Ultima Lucha 2, and this match actually is a little personal for me. So when I first started watching Lucha Underground, immediately Prince Puma became my favorite. And watching him go through, I was just like, you know what would be really great? I wonder if one day, just one day, we'll get Prince Puma versus Rey Mysterio. Imagine my thrill when I hear in season 2 that they're bringing in Mysterio. My even bigger thrill to see Puma teaming up with Mysterio and El Dragon Azteca Jr. And then Prince Puma challenges Rey Mysterio to a one-on-one match at Ultima Lucha 2. This was a dream match that I felt was accomplished. And there are not many dream matches that I'm super psyched for that I absolutely have to see. So my pick is Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Prince Puma, Ricochet, whichever one you prefer, in my personal favorite match from Ultima Lucha 2. This match has everything to it. There's no stupid, exaggerated storyline. There's no grudge. There's no rivalry. There's just, I want to prove if I'm the best. I want to see if I still am the best. That is all you needed for this. This match was tight. It was very athletic. There were great spots to it. You could see that Mysterio, it was like they plucked him out from his WCW days. All of it was amazing, I thought.
Yeah, this, in my opinion, was Rey Mysterio's best match in a decade. Like, this was the Rey Mysterio of old. This wasn't brittle bone disease Rey Mysterio. This wasn't the Rey Mysterio that had his neck and his back and his legs just completely shot. Like, this was a rejuvenated Rey Mysterio. This was a Rey Mysterio who could still go in the ring. It was the kind of Rey Mysterio where you didn't feel bad that he ended up winning the match because he was legitimately the better man. Like, when you're in the ring with Prince Puma, Ricochet, that's pretty hard to say that you're the better man in that contest. Mysterio, I feel, was the better man.
Also, that springboard Hurricane Rana, Ricochet, are you okay? Are you all right? Because you kind of took a nasty fall there. But now I see you're okay. All right, you're fine. You're good. Oh my God! Such a good match! Ah! Such a good spot! Spots all around! I am so glad that Rey Mysterio's knees aren't actually made of glass.
To see when I saw Prince Puma do like his version of like the 619, I'm just like, wow, that well played, well fucking played there.
They catered to the fans in the best way possible with this match. What in the ever-loving fuck? Seriously, Mysterio. I think this is a testament to just how intense WWE's schedule is. Their schedule needs to lighten up, if only just by one house show a week. Just let them rest. And I think wrestlers' careers will last longer if they do that, because wrestling hurts, and you have to wrestle super safe to really to really work WWE's schedule, which neuters the wrestling. And I really think Mysterio would have lasted longer in WWE had the house show schedule not been so fucked. But Mysterio is here. He's back. Actual Rey Mysterio. And oh my good fucking God, this match was great.
It was great to the point for me that if Mysterio never wrestles again, this is how he should go out. If this was his retirement match, I would be perfectly fine if this was it.
I don't think it is. And
I know he's still got plenty in the tank, but like, if this was how he was going to end it, I think this would have been an amazing way to do it.
Yeah, like this was a match that, like, this deserved to be in the main event of Ultima Lucha, because, like, even the world title match between Matanza and Pentagon Dark was kind of, it was good, but this was better. This was so much better. But yeah, so Ultima Lucha Dos had 2 of the best matches of the year for us. Yeah,
that's saying something.
Yeah, there are of course other matches that we left out because we can only talk about so many. The Fatal Four-Way at Extreme Rules, the Young Bucks versus Ricochet and Matt Sydal at PWG All Stars, or whatever it's
Owens
called.
versus Zayn.
Owens versus Zayn.
But that's way too. I know that's really recent, but that was definitely going to be big.
Well, yeah,
I was going to pick Bayley versus
Dar.
I was going to pick Bayley versus Sasha Banks, but then I realized, is that 2015 or 2016?
It's 2015. Yeah, that was
I
last
would have said.
Okay.
I would have said the match on Raw the other night between Sasha and Charlotte.
Oh yeah, that was a goddamn great match.
I cried at the end of that match.
Aw, BB.
Oh, shut up.
It was hey.
Like, you didn't cry when Bayley won the title.
No,
I
because
kind of cried a bit
unfortunately,
when Ambrose won the title.
Well, unfortunately, I was spoiled on the outcome before I watched TakeOver Brooklyn. Thank you, Nikki. So no, I did not cry because I knew the result. But I did cry a little after the end of Owen Zayn. I did tear up a bit.
There you go. You use the poopy boo now. Asshole.
Poopy boo.
Poopy poo.
I don't remember what you actually said. I
Poopy poo. Poopy poo. Get the crowd chanting that shit. Poopy poo.
Poopy boo.
Whenever this man comes out, you must chant poopy boo.
That's such a TNA thing to do, too.
It was like when they chanted Justin Bieber and Seth Rollins for a while. I'm just like, fucking hell.
Oh, fuck.
But
Okay.
anyway, yeah, these have been our favorite matches. Think this is where we end it, or
Yeah. Like,
okay.
it's with this match, like, we've been trying to follow the indies a bit more because we've been so WWE-centric for a long time. I feel as though to be, like, I want to make this podcast better, and I know a lot of people have been clamoring for us to talk about the indies more, and I think we're going to try and set aside time and pay attention more to the indies, because that's what you guys want, and if you guys want it, well, we'll give it to you. Not to mention, there's a lot of wrestling that we've been missing out over the last 2 years that we've been doing this, so we do need to branch out. We do need to watch more indie wrestling. And to Eben Sky, who keeps tweeting me out really great matches from yesteryear, more please. Like, give me fucking, I don't know, 1 every 3 days or some shit. I want to branch out more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think that this video actually illustrates that desire because 5 out of the 6 matches were outside of WWE's purviews.
Yeah, and even then, that one of those WWE matches was NXT.
Yeah, there wasn't a single main card WWE match.
Oh God, are we turning
into
neckbeard smarks? Oh, fuck.
We totally are.
Oh no,
we totally are. But that's not to say that WWE hasn't had a bunch of great matches. As we said,
they have.
Owens versus Zayn, Charlotte versus Sasha on Raw, Ambrose versus the Fatal 4-Way, Ambrose versus Owens at the Royal Rumble,
the actual Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, there's been a lot of great WWE wrestling. It's just that the indies have been absolutely killing it.
Yeah. And that's good because for a while we were thinking, oh, WWE's better. The indies kind of suck now. But now the indies are up on the level of WWE and possibly even further on from that. So we definitely have to start paying attention. When TNA fucking got our attention, that's when we knew we started to branch out. That's when we knew that a lot of the other promotions were putting their best foot forward.
Wrestling is at its best right now. It's easier than ever to access wrestling from all of these different promotions. It right now, 2016 so far has been one of the single best years of wrestling to date. There is something for everybody. If you like high-flying wrestling, well, fuck, Lucha Underground's on fire. You like really stiff, strong-style wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling is there, and you have New Japan World.
Or NXT.
If you want super technical wrestling with carefully built storylines, you have NXT. If you want the spectacle and the grandeur of what wrestling can really be on a national stage, you have WWE. If you want really shitty booking that's compounded by rather average matches, you can always go watch Ring of Honor. Well, you know what? I guess 5 out of 6 ain't bad.
Yeah.
And if you want to see the smarkiest of the smarks ever, you watch WCPW.
Oh God, yeah, they're so fucking smarky over there.
It's great though.
People
honestly.
think that the NXT crowd tries to put themselves over. Holy shit!
So, I think this brings us to the end of this. So if you'd like, go ahead and comment below what your favorite match so far of 2016 can be. It can be anywhere. We've branched out, so let's see what you guys have to say. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter as well. So when we do our little thoughts on the pay-per-views and stuff and anything else really. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. You know the big deal. I don't know what we're gonna do next. Looking forward to SummerSlam though. So.
Oh yeah, SummerSlam's looking like a sweet card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah. And oh yeah, I forgot that with there being 2 pay-per-views a month now. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
We'll figure out a solution for that. I don't think we'll be able to do predictions for all of them. We may just end up doing recaps, rethoughts on them. So
we're gonna figure it out and work as it goes. By the way, I just remembered, do you want to know what my all-time favorite match for 2016 is?
What?
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Hear that? That is dead fucking silence. Dead fucking silence for you, Galcos.
My favorite match is Bart Blart Mart Fart.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
You're not gonna get this chant to start. I can promise
Paul
you.
Blart Mart Fart.
What are you, fucking 5? Jesus.
God damn it!
Anyway,
You fucking meme lord.
See you guys next episode. What the hell, man? Paul Blart Mart Fart.
Paul Blart Mart Fart.